హాయ్ ఫ్రెండ్స్, నా పేరు శివాని. నేను సిపికే 2023లో ఎకనామిక్స్ ఎగ్జామ్ రాసాం. అందులో నాకు 78 మార్క్స్ వచ్చాయి. సో ఐ గాట్ సెకండ్ ర్యాంక్. అండ్ నేను ఈ వీడియో జస్ట్ విత్ మై ప్రీవియస్ నాలెడ్జ్ అండ్ విత్ వాట్ ఎవర్ ఐ హ్యావ్, I would like to attempt this exam so that I make you familiar with the examination pattern and how to answer the questions with the knowledge we have, how to eliminate the questions properly so that we hit the right answer. First of all, as there is exam tomorrow, I guess it is in the first session from 9:30 to 11 a.m. So you should be before half an hour in the examination. It is better to be at least between 45 to 60 minutes. You make sure that you are at the examination center and also read the instruction whatever they have given in the hall ticket. Likewise, the official government identity card that you should carry with yourself, and if they ask the photos of like 1 or 2 photos of yourself, of your photos, you should also carry them, and also carry a water bottle if possible. So go with a peaceful mindset and have a sound sleep tonight so that you answer all the questions whatever you know. At least the questions you know, you should answer it correctly. So there will be 100 questions and the duration of time is 90 minutes. So the initial time and the ending time of the examination is very crucial. Make use of this time properly. Don't stuck at a question which you don't know or which you are trying to get the answer. At first, within 15 to 20 minutes, you attempt all those questions. Just go by the questions. If you know the first question, the answer of the first question, just tick it. And if you don't know second, third, fourth, just go on. Just look at the options and the question so that you don't waste your valuable time. Yeah, and you can come back if you have the time in the after the completion of your exam. Who knows that there will be questions which you know, which are at the end of the examination, at the end of this question paper. So attempt as soon as possible all the questions which you know. Then make sure that you attempt at least 3 questions within 1 minute so that you will get time at the end. And after you enter the entrance gate of the exam hall, you will be asked to give your identity proof, like show them, and after you have to follow a procedure, like they will take your proof, your photo with that whatever technology they have, like whether a phone or laptop. Then after you have to follow some procedure. Then coming to the first question, it is microeconomics is also known as. So first of all, the students who are familiar with economics, they know the answer. That is, it is price theory. So one simple explanation is that the microeconomics is about, it tells about the prices of how the individual factors are factors of production are determined, and how it totally talks about, in a nutshell, if you have to say, the economics is divided into microeconomics and macroeconomics. Micro deals with individual things, whereas macro deals with aggregates or total. Like if we talk about houses, deals with individual household, whereas deals with whole nation, and micro deals with individual savings, incomes, and individual prices of products and services, whereas macroeconomics deals with national income, national output, and the employment, etc., etc. So it is price theory, not the general theory. General theory is completely different, and welfare economics deals with welfare, the concept of welfare, not it's a theory, right? We can easily analyze this. And household, I said that it is different. So just as it microeconomics deals with prices, how the prices of different goods or the farm, how a farm gets an equilibrium, and the factors of production like land, labor, capital, organization, how these prices are determined, we study in microeconomics. That's why it is known as price theory. And macroeconomics, it is known as income theory. So the second question is Marshallian analysis is also known as. So the famous economist is Marshall. We know that one of the famous economists, and his analysis, like in while we study indifference curve, he says regarding cardinal analysis, and his analysis is popularly known as partial equilibrium. Partial equilibrium means when we study a variable, like when we study how the price of a quantity is determined, we think that whatever factors influence that price, likewise its quantity, the income we have, and the preferences and the taste we have, these all things influence the price of that product. So when we discuss how the price of a product is determined and the link between the other product, like if we deal with the income, the relation between income and price of that product, we think that other variables. So if income rises, generally if income rises, price, what we think, like we it has an impact, like we buy more, we spend more, right? And what the other things like taste, preference, etc., they will be constant. We think that there is no change in those factors whichever influence the price of the product. So it is generally partial equilibrium. So we think that we have some word in that, for that, like we keep all other variables constant, and we study only the relation between the dependent and independent variable. So it is called as partial equilibrium, while other variables will be constant. We think that there is no change in technology or in anything else, except we study for example quantity and price. So if we study the relation between the quantity demanded of the product and its price, we think that all other variables, like whatever they influence, they are constant. So I don't want to elaborate, so I will like to complete this within the 90 minutes. So let us see what happens. So the problem of choice is due to the cause of. So problem of choice, it mainly says regarding, we all know that we have limited resources and the wants are unlimited. So it just speaks about that problem of choice, making choice between unlimited wants and limited resources. And the next question is, here we have a match the following: Adamsmith, Robbins, Marshall, Ricardo. So here on the right side, rent, wealth of nations, scarcity, welfare. Adamsmith, he is also known as the father of economics, who has given the wealth of nations. And so I will make a separate video regarding the explanation. Just I would like to answer it simply. So remind that he is the father of economics and he has given a theory called wealth of nations. He says that generally economics is it's regarding the wealth of nation, how wealthy a nation is. The economy of a nation is determined by its wealth. So if it has more wealth, then its economy is bigger. Likewise, in simple nutshell, he has defined. I am defining that whatever he said in a nutshell. Robbins, he has given a theory of scarcity, like just now we saying that unlimited words and limited resources. So limited resources, there is a scarcity. Scarcity means korata. We have the limited resources. So he says that economics deals with limited resources, making a choice between limited resources and unlimited wants. Marshall, he is famous for his welfare theory. He says that economics deals with welfare. The term welfare means it's about welfare of people. Like we see that welfare of state. Ricardo, he's famous for two theories, mainly two theories. One is rent theory, means how the rent of the land is determined, and one other theory in international economics. The choice is third one. So make sure, if you know, try to eliminate, like if you know the answer, like record is for rent RR, then just see whichever option 4 is, it should be 1. So eliminate all those which is not 1 for 4. Like in the first option we have 4 for 4, it is wrong. In the second he has given that option 3 for 4, it is wrong. So in the third question he is given that record is for rent 4 for 1, so it is right. Just tick it right. So you will reduce the time. The next question is, the concept of utility was introduced by. So utility means generally satisfaction. It is in generally satisfaction, but it has a scientific definition. Like let us see just the person who has given, so we can reduce the time and do more questions. It is Jeremy Bentham. Utility means the satisfaction that a commodity gives us when we consume that. Generally, total utility is maximum when, like we have a diagram for this, so I cannot draw now. So generally it is we have total utility, marginal utility, and average. In economics we have three terms like total, marginal, average. Total means the sum of total utility, total satisfaction when you get by consuming 1, 2, 3, etc. sum of units, 1 unit to 1, like 1 banana, 2 bananas, 3 bananas. So if you consume 3 bananas from the first one, let us assume that you got two utils, and we measure this utility in utils, UTILIS, utils. And 1, 2, 3, from first unit you got 3 utils, and the second you got 2, and the third you got 1. 3, 2, 1 is equals to 3 plus 2, 5 plus 1, 6 utils. So totally you got 6 utils. The marginal utility is 0. So whenever the total utility is maximum, we say that marginal utility means the change in the consumption of additional unit, right? So when there is no difference between the last unit and the unit before it, like if you consume 5 units and the 5 unit, there is no difference between, if you consume, let us assume that you have consumed 5 units and you got 5 utils, and you also consumed one more unit, like the 6th unit, and from the 6th unit also you got same 5 utils. So there is no difference between the 5th unit and 6th unit. For both of the goods you got only 5 units. That means there is no change by consuming one more unit. So we call this as 0. So marginal utility means from the consumption of the last unit. So you got 0. So 5 minus 5, 0. So total utility is maximum. It means maximum. So then after it starting, it increases, like 3, it increases. Then after it reaches a maximum point. Then after it declines. So this is also known as consumer. This is also based on marginal diminishing utility, and consumer surplus also depended on this. Like, let us think that if you go to a market and if you're buying carrots, if you're going to purchase carrots, if you buy half kg, 2 kg, if you go on buying like 3 4 5 kgs, the utility, the satisfaction that you get will be decreasing, right? You won't get the as much satisfaction as you buy the first or second unit. After a certain point, it diminishes. That's why the producer gives more quantity at less cost, and also we bargain to reduce the price, so that as we are getting more units, the satisfaction we are getting is decreasing. So try to listen my words carefully if you're not understanding what I am saying. So as these are only words, if you're new to this concept, yes, there will be some confusion and you don't know what I'm saying. So here we got the consumer surplus. Consumer surplus generally means the amount that you are willing to pay and what actually you paid. Means if you are willing to pay like 100 rupees, but actually you paid 70 rupees, the difference between 100 and 70 rupees is 30 rupees. It is called as consumer surplus. So it depends on law of diminishing marginality. So diminishing means decreasing. Decreasing what? Marginal utility. Marginal utility means the additional utility. So by consuming 1 2 3 1 plus 1 2 1 2 3 4, so you go on consuming more and more units, so that the additional utility you are getting is diminishing. So this, on this, it is consumer surplus is dependent on, is based on law of diminishing marginal utility. As you go on buying more and more units, the utility or the additional satisfaction from consuming one more unit. So you buy 5 units and you're going to buy 6 units. So your utility is going on declining. It is declining, right? Then the demand curve. So demand curve means, as we know that it is negatively sloped. So on the x-axis, there will be, like, we have to move from left to right. Like, if you think of a graph, like, we on the x-axis we have drawn 1 2 3 4 5 6. So we are going from left to right. So it means their numbers are increasing. It is increasing. And on the y-axis, as we go from down to up, the numbers will be increasing 1 2 3 4. So when we draw a demand curve, generally it is negatively sloped. Like, it means it moves, it slopes downwards. Slopes here, just think that it is moving. For your general understanding, it moves from left to right. I guess you got it. Left to right means as we consume more, the price rises, falls. Like, if you consume 5 units, it is like on y-axis, it is at a certain point, like 10. If you consume 6th unit, it comes down 9th. So if you consume 9th unit, it comes to 8th. So as you consume more units of X good, the price of X good falls down. So it is negatively sloped from left to right. So not from right to left. And two explanations for the law of demand are: law of demand generally about it says demand. Demand means generally it is the willing to buy, the desire to buy, with, means it should be back end with the money. Means you should have money with you to buy, not just desire. So I have a desire to buy a book, but I don't have the money, so it doesn't. But it should be. And one more thing, the desire and the money, it should be at the particular time, not in the future. If you have you may think that I have the desire and in future I will get money. So it may be called as demand. No, it won't be called as demand, because at the time at present you should have both the desire to buy and as well as the money to buy that product, right? It is called as demand. So law of demand. So law of demand, it generally tells regarding how the relationship between the price of a product and the quantity demanded of it. Quantity means 1 kg, 2 kg, 3 kg, or 1 unit, 3 units, 4 units, and the price of it. So if the price is high, you will be buying less of it, right? If the price is less, you will be buying the more of it. So this is what generally the law of demand is. So it is divided into again two effects: substitution effect and income effect. Like if you have you will be getting this in more in depth once in your degree also. Maybe you won't be aware of it or in depth. And in PG level also we have lengthy theory regarding Slutsky and Hicks. And here the price effect, not the substitution effect or income effect, but the price effect, like the price for demand, how the chain between the relation between price and demand is divided into substitution effect and income effect. Like whenever price of a good first, what we think, we have in economics two goods like complementary goods and substitution goods, like substitute goods. So it is related with this concept. And income effect, if income rises we buy more of it. If the price of a substitute good falls, what we do, we have two goods. Like for example, let us take like Pepsi, Thumbs Up and Sprite. If the price of Thumbs Up falls, what we do, we'll buy more of Thumbs Up, not Sprite, right? So falling the price of Thumbs Up, we buy more of it. These are substitute. Like we can substitute Thumbs Up for Sprite, but various for we have complementary goods like petrol and bike. If the price of a petrol rises, what happens? We buy more bikes generally? No, because we cannot afford. They're complementary to each other. They are opposite to each other. We cannot do. They may have individual purpose, but when we combine the petrol and the bike, we cannot ride a bike without the petrol and bike generally. So whenever the for complementary goods, these price these when this effect is negative. For substitute goods it is positive. Like just whenever you see the words like substitution and complementary, take these examples in your mind, think of them. Like for Sprite and Thumbs Up, if Sprite of price of Thumbs Up falls, you'll buy more of it, means it is positive, means it is its own price is falling and you're buying more of it, not the other's demand will be, like for Sprite demand will be less. And for petrol it is in opposite. If the price of one falls, we are like, if falls, we should what we should do, we should buy more. And what we are buying, we are buying both the petrol and the bike. So it is negative, it is indirect. Like the price of one thing, we should here look at the other thing. If we should take the price of one thing and the demand for another thing. If we take the price of petrol, we should think of the demand for bike. So demand for, if price of petrol rises, we should think the demand for bike. So what happening, the demand for bike is rising, right? When just imagine, if price of petrol falls, you will be buying more of bike. Then the cross elasticity of demand. So just now I have said cross elasticity means it is for two different goods, for substitute goods and cross. So For generally, if you take a product like apple, we just think of price of the apple only, like price of apple and demand of apple. But in complementary goods or in cross elasticity, we think the price of one good and the change in price of one good, and with that effect how the demand of another good is changing. Like the price for generally, if I have to take another example, like book, it's general for so let us go to the another. So generally it is negative for complementary goods like lock and key. So in general purpose, like tea and bread, so they are complementary. Generally we have to take them both at a time, like shoe and socks likewise. So there is negative relationship for complementary goods and positive relationship for substitute goods. Just remind these words, whatever I'm saying. For cross elasticity, for complementary goods, for opposite goods, which are combined to fulfill a same desire, like cup and saucer. For same design, there is negative relationship. For like this, they are going to fulfill the same desire together, but here we can substitute thumbs up as Sprite, so for that it is positive. Price elasticity of demand generally tends to be like it is smaller in short run than in the long run. So price elasticity, the change elasticity means it is elasticity. We use this term generally to depict the change. So when there is a change in the price of a good, so there will be some change in demand, right? If the price of mobile phone rises, then the demand, we will look at the demand, right? Either it will be increasing or decreasing. So this is what in depth it is like the change, how much. If price rises by 50%, how much there is a change. Definitely price rises means the demand falls, but how much the percentage. If price rises for 50%, either how much the demand is falling. It definitely falls. In generally it falls for normal goods. So it falls for how much? 10%, 20%, 30%, or more than 50% likewise. So in short run it is smaller than in long run. Price elasticity of demand. And the next question, price elasticity of supply of a constant industry. So constant industry generally means a constant cost industry, means how much there will be a constant cost, means the change as production is increasing, the change in the cost of production remains the same. So there is no much change. How much production is increasing, like if it is increasing from 10 to 20 units, the cost also increasing from same 10 to 20%, like that 10%, 500 to 600. So the difference is there must be same. If you measure in the cost in hundreds and production in 10 units, the ratio should be same. It is like 1%. Cost means constant means 1. And isoquants, that are downward sloping straight lines, exhibit. So isoquants, these depict the combination of factors of production. Here in factors of production we have land, labor, capital, organization, but generally we take this isoquants for land and for labor and capital. So to produce a certain quantity of production, like for 100 units we have to produce 1 quintal of cotton. So how much labor and how much capital here means not amount as we see in commerce, but here generally it may we consider the equipment. and sometimes it is also like money, like here equipment, the machines we use. So how much of capital we should use and how much of labor we should use. So those both the combination of this labor and capital, which with which we can produce 100 quintals of cotton, like with 2 units of labor and 3 units of capital we can produce 100 quintals. At the same time we can also produce with 4 units of labor and uh, 2 units of capital. Likewise this both, and there will be some combination like 2 units of labor, 3 units of capital, 5 units of labor, 2 units of capital, etc, etc. So this depicts isocons. They are downward sloping. So what does it tell us? If you have learned indifference curve, so we said the downward sloping depicts constant marginal rate of technical substitution. I guess it would be straight lines, so it is constant, but I have a doubt regarding this. Either it should be decreasing marginal rate of technical substitution. They have given constant, but I guess decreasing. Generally if it is curve it should be decreasing, but as they are given lines I have to look at it. So these answers are given by the authority, the official itself. After it is a key paper actually, so it might be wrong, right? I don't know. The short-run production function is also called as law of variable proportion. So just think, there will be a question tomorrow like what is short-run production curve and long-run production curve, also known as. The short-run is known as law of variable proportions and the long run is known as returns to scale. The first option we see, if you look at it, the returns to scale is regarding long run production curve and the law of variable proportion is regarding short run production curve. In short run means we can change the input, whatever we put to produce a certain product or service. Like what is production? The transmission of inputs into output, right? So here inputs in the short run we cannot directly change, so it takes time, right, to suddenly change a large amount of equipment. So it takes time. If in short term general means there is no fixed time like 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, but generally short term means the term or the time or period within which we cannot change the input that we have. If we change the input, like if we can increase the labor from 10 to 20, or else if we can increase the equipment, the machine, whatever we have to produce certain good from whatever we have, like if you have 10 units, so that we can increase one more unit. If you look at the water plant, you have one water plant and 1 acre of some land, and if you want to suddenly like suddenly if you want to like make use of another plant to, so there is so much demand, so you want to incorporate one more unit of that plant. So in short run you cannot do, because it involves so much process, like you need capital and you need space, you need to go to, like it has some issues. So if you can change the inputs it is long run, if you cannot change the inputs it is short run. So in short run it is, we call the theory as, the function as law of variable proportion. Variable means here the change generally. So variable proportion, as you keep on increasing one unit of input, like here we generally take labor. So as you keep on take a land and you're producing, think that you're producing cotton, and if you go on producing more and more cotton. If you want to increase the production of cotton, and if you're going on producing, keeping employing more and more labor, what happens in the initial stages of production? The production increases, like in the initial you have produced 10 quintals, 20 quintals, 30 quintals. At a certain point you are producing maximum like 50 quintals. The labor is coming and coming, you are employing more labor, and the production is also going on. So at a certain point the production becomes high, and then after it declines. So you have produced 80 quintals and 90 quintals, then it slowly the production is at a, what happens, it decreases. So it increases initially, then it increasing rate, it increases in then after it reaches maximum, then after it decreases, increasing and constant and decreasing. And generally we say that increasing returns, decreasing returns, diminishing returns, then negative returns. So in law of returns to scale we have increasing returns, constant returns, and diminishing returns. In long run we have increasing, constant, decreasing. In short run, increasing, diminishing, negative. It is generally what we have in Telugu Academy, but whatever my sir said, my lecturer, my professor said that in modern theories, it is like increasing, constant, decreasing, and for both in short run and long run, it is increasing, constant, decreasing. But let us see if you have the question regarding, just follow whatever the academy has said, as Telugu Academy has. So it is for short run, it is known as law of variable proportions. In the long run, all factors of production are, just I said that it means long run we can change all the factors of production. All are variable, means we can change them. Variables means varies, changes. So all are variable. So here there is one question, and it is, they said that discrepancy is found, means something, it is answer the question, the candidates will be awarded marks. The notion of Parkinson's lies associated with. So this economist returns to skill of it. So just have a look at this question. Maybe it can be asked in your exam. So I don't know the answer for this. The next question, average cost is equals to total cost by total output. When we divide the cost we have and with the total units we have produced, it gives us average cost and additional cost of producing one more unit. So I just have been saying that regarding marginal. So marginal means additional. Just think means we can substitute this marginal for additional word. So additional cost, one more unit. Producing one more unit is known as marginal cost. So long run average cost. So it has a diagram. Now I cannot draw. So it generally is long run LMC means long run marginal cost decreases, so is less than long run average cost. So it falls when LMC is less than LAC and rises when LMC is more than LAC. So it's the most important concept that we should keep in mind. So just have a glance at it. So whenever M is, just see this M and A, when M is less, then it falls. When M is more, then it rises. Short-term costs are influenced by. So they are influenced by, generally I said, I have been saying that short run means law of variable proportions, long run means law of returns to scale. And you may also get a question like what is mean by returns to scale. Returns to scale. and the macroeconomics. See, at first the first question is micro, and here we got a question like macroeconomics. Macroeconomics is concerned with general level of prices, like theory of form, no. So form, micro, regarding form, microeconomy, it deals with individual forms. So it is not macro. General level, yes, it is macro. Household, so household is a single unit. Here regarding household we study in micro. Regarding national we study in macro. Individual consumer, so individual means you can just skip it. Individual, household, and firm. If you see these words, you can, it is general, it is related with micro. So general level, like we call inflation. If there is a rise in general level of prices, we say that is inflation. So it is we study this in macroeconomics. Macro means big, micro means small. So dividing national income of a country by its population. So yeah, I would also like to say regarding you study, regarding that you make sure that you study these components of national income, and what are the difficulties, importance, and what we don't consider in national income, like household expenditure we don't consider, like sorry, household not wife, like the income, like the work done by a wife or household means generally we consider that the wife. So we don't take into consider because it is our mother works without taking any money, like she's not paid for her work. And and also we don't consider the products that are produced a year ago in the past. We only consider within a particular year. And this year, like whatever, if you are calculating year for GDP for 2023 to 2024, we consider just that year. So if I have a product which is constructed in the earlier period, which is going to be conducted in the future, we don't consider such a product. Just consider within the time period how many goods and services are produced within a year within the territory. So it is GDP. And if we consider like the goods and services produced by the residents of a nation, like if we take Bharat, that is India. So we have Indians, we have our nationals, and our people in all over the world. So they are ending there, they are producing goods and services. They establish some MNCs in other countries, right? They do business, they work. So they earn money and they'll send to us, right? They'll produce goods, and this is what calls GNP, gross national product. So gross national product is regarding the residents. It is not limited to the territory. But various GDP, it is limited to the territory. We don't consider residents. Even if an American person, Chinese or Pakistan or Bangladesh. So those people, if they work in our country, if they produce something, we take into account in GDP. But in GNP, we take consider only regarding our nation, our people, the residents of a country. I hope you got it. And GDP is generally like C plus I plus G plus X minus M, that consumption, investment, government expenditure, and exports minus import, that is net exports. And if we take into account that net NFIA, net factor income from abroad, that is the residents of a country, the income earned by a country minus the income earned by others from in our country, and they send to their countries. Like if an American is, and has an income or produce something, and they will send our money to their country, right, to their family. So it is if an Indian earns and since like 1 lakh, just take an example, 1 lakh, and here from India a person earned 50,000 and he sent to his family. So the 100 minus 50 is 50. So the 50 water, if our countrymen, if our country person earns more, it is positive we add. If it is negative, like from other country they earn more and they send to us, they send to their family. It is like if an person, Indian person, send 100 rupees to us, and other person from who is living, he's from other country but he has earned in our country and sent to his family 200. So 100 minus 200 is 100. So we subtract that. So it is here per capita income, total national income of a country divided by its population is per capita income. And NNP, net national product at market price, indicates, so GNP minus GDP here, NNP, net national product, GNP, he has given like gross domestic product, GNP, gross national product. So he has given the answer wrong. GNP minus, it should be third answer. GNP minus depreciation is NNP. See, if you look at the first words like net in net N, and in national N, in product P, NNP. The first letter of these words is NNP. So how we get GNP minus depreciation? If it is like NDP, so the first answer is whatever they have given, it will be correct. It might be correct. But here the option is third one, but they have given wrong. So make sure you don't have confusion between these GDP and GNP. GDP means if you subtract depreciation, it comes in place of G, it comes N. Depreciation, whenever you remove D, you will see the word N. GDP minus depreciation is net domestic product. So write this equation in your notebook, and if they give like depreciation equals to GDP minus NDP, so it is correct. GDP minus GNP, it is wrong. So you can, from one equation you can make 2-3 answers. If they given NDP and GDP, and you have to, what you have to do, you have to do NDP plus depreciation gives GDP. And J.M. Keynes' general theory was published in the year 7. So again this answer is wrong. It is in 1936. J.M. Keynes' general theory, it is given in 1936, and in 1776 Adamsmith has given Wealth of Nations. JBC was also known for his Say's market of theory of market. So it has some elaboration. You just don't need to remind all this. He says that theory of market, like the supply, he says a famous sentence, a famous quote, like it goes on like, supply creates its own demand. Like if you can go on producing goods and services, you don't need to bother whether it will have the demand or not in the future. The demand will be created by itself. If you are going on supplying the goods and the services, that means if you are going on producing, the people who are working in it, like factors of production, land, labor, capital, organization, as they are working, they will get the income, they will get the remuneration, and with the remuneration what they will do, they will spend. So automatically the demand will be created for these goods and services. But it got wrong in the 1929. Because of this we got like in with some more, there are some more factors, but generally after in 1929 the Great Depression happened in Germany, took place, and their famous economists came into light, like he's none other but J.M. Keynes. He says that no, supply won't create the demand for itself, but it is in reverse. The demand creates supply. So if you have demand for a product, what the producer thinks, he will produce more, right? So demand creates a supply, but not supply creates a demand. So there is a slight difference. I hope you got it. If you not, then please comment in the comment box. If I look it, then definitely I'll answer your question. Means JB say he has given the theory of markets. It says that supply creates its own demand. And the next question is multiplier. We have one formula for multiplier. It is 1 by 1 minus MPC. So make sure multiplier is it is denoted with the alphabet K. K is equals to 1 minus MPC. MPC means marginal propensity to consume. So, it is in general in the highest classes, MPC is denoted by B. Even I guess in degree also you may have this. MPC is denoted by small b. 1 by 1 minus b, or b is also we can represent as MPC, marginal propensity to consume. Means how much you are willing to consume in general. If you take a product, how the people are what are the things affecting that, or how much propensity means the possibility, in general terms, the possibility for consuming a good. It is 1 by 1 minus MPC. And interaction of the multiplier and acceleration is known as, so it is super multiplier. Just you don't need to go by this explanation of this, so it takes time. I will explain some other time. If you comment, if you ask me, then it is just think that it is like super, right? Multiplier, acceleration. Multiplier says regarding the investment rate of income generated with the investment. Like first in multiplier, the first term is income. So income generated means it produced. How, when there is an investment. Like there is an investment, the government has invested in infrastructure, logistics and construction of roads, etc. So what happened, people will work, they will construct the roads and they will earn, right? They will get income, and this income will be multiplied in the future, right? So it is multiplier. Acceleration means we study like speed, acceleration. So here the acceleration word is somewhat different. Here it is negative, the opposite of multiplier. So if you multiplier says regarding the rate of income generated, but acceleration says regarding the rate of income generated. I hope you got it. The rate of income the rate of investment generated when this acceleration means the rate of investment generated when there is a rise, when there is a change in investment. The change in investment when there is a change in income. Like if income increases, what do people do? They will spend more and they will save more, right? In simple words. So what happens when they save in the banks or in some other institute and somewhere else, they'll get return. Besides that, the people, how when they invest, the people will the producer will produce by taking the loan. They will invest, right? So when people's income rises, so if your income rises, what you will do? You will save more and consume it. So when you save, what happens? That indirectly it is an incentive for producer to invest more. So when income rises, the change in investment. So how it is affects an investment? It is acceleration. And multiplier is regarding how much it is like income, change in income, the multiplied income multiplied when there is investment. Income investment, it is for multiplier. Investment income, it is for acceleration. And so both of these, it is called as super multiplier. Marginal efficiency of capital, so it refers to the expected rate of profit. Efficiency of capital, like if you go like, just think that you are a farmer and you have gone to a tractor shop or harvester shop, and now you want to buy the tractor. Here the capital means an equipment generally. And the marginal efficiency of capital is what you look at. So I have invested 10 lakhs in this equipment, in this capital, whether it will give me 10 lakhs or not, or it will give me less than 10 lakhs whatever I have invested, and more than that. If it gives more than what you have invested in it, then you will buy, right? So generally it deals with this. It is called as marginal efficiency of capital, the rate of profit that you expect from it when you buy it, uh, when you use that product in the long run, after when it is completely out of work. So it has it's just think that the machine will work for 10 years, and you have invested 10 lakhs, and you should at least get 1 lakh in a year, so that in the end of 10 years, at the end of 10 years you will get 10 lakhs. So minimum, if you think that you will buy only at that time you will buy that product, right? If you will buy, if you can you buy would you buy if it gives less than whatever you have invested in it? No, right? So generally it is the expected rate of profit when you invest in that product. So basic determinants of investment or marginal efficiency of capital and rate of interest. So generally just assume yourself as your businessman and think what you will think before you invest in your desired company, and you want to do some good business. What you will think? You don't have capital, generally you'll take loan, right? You'll borrow, right? So you'll think, you will look at rate of interest and the marginal efficiency of capital. Like just now I said that you will buy, you need some product like equipment, right? To produce a good or to do any service, you need some capital. So it depends on the investment, depends on marginal efficiency of capital and rate of interest. So the next question is liquidity trap. It occurs during, so we have 4 or 5 cycles in business cycles or trade cycle generally. So in that it goes on like boom, and then slowly or recovery, boom, there will be one kind of pattern: boom, then depression, recession, then recovery. So this is the cycle. So this liquidity occurs during depression. Boom means when all industries all firms in the industry are earning huge profits. Then after a certain period, what happens when other who are not in the industry, when they see it like everyone is earning, so they'll enter. When the industry is getting profits, what happens? New people come and they will invest. So with this, what happens? Their profits reduces, and at the same time the supply increases. So when supply increases, what happens generally? The price falls down. So with this, so slowly the industry will come to a period called depression, where then after it turns into recession. Then after recession, a period of recovery will come. Like there will be recession. In recession, what happen means all the prices of goods and services will be available at low price. But even though the people or the consumers will be in a situation like they are unable to afford it because they don't have income. So in during when the demand when inflation occurs, what happens, the people, inflation generally occurs like when the people have more money in their hands. What they will do, they will buy more and more. But as they are buying more and more, there should be more there should be quantity to accompany them. When the quantity is less, when the supply is less, what happens generally, if you want to buy five cards or like five books, anything, but what happens, you many people are willing to buy it. They have also money, but there are limited source, limited inputs or limited products. What happens, the producer will automatically raise the prices of them. So the next question is LM curve slopes upward and IS curve, it slopes downward. LM curve depicts the money market and IS curve depicts goods market. LM means liquidity, preference, money. IS means investment and saving. The term money illusion was first used by Irving Fisher, and Milton Friedman is associated with Chicago School. So they might ask you regarding the Cambridge School in the coming exam, that is tomorrow. So as they asked this the previous year, Chicago School, Cambridge School, what so just look at the person associated with the Cambridge School. High power money is also known as monetary base, that is M3. We have M1, M2, M3. So high powered money or monetary base is generally this same. So the typical the money which is held with the people, and that is in current and savings account, and also the term deposit. M1 includes currency with public and deposits with the bank. Only the deposits that are savings and current deposits, not the term deposits in the M1. And in M2 we include a currency M1 plus post office savings, like M2 is M1 plus post office savings. M3 is M1, we should add M1 plus, not M2 for the M3. So you should not have a doubt regarding we should add M2 or M3. So that is for M3 we should add M1 plus term deposit held with the bank. And M4 includes all this, M1, M2, M3, M4. And the broader definition of money includes, so that is M3. M3 includes currency in circulation, demand deposits plus term deposits. So this is the most frequent question that have been asked in various examinations. The term stagflation refers to coexistence of inflation and unemployment. So this is also one of the most frequently asked questions, that is inflation plus unemployment. When these two are combined, when we have high unemployment rate and inflation, we call the stage as stagflation. So have a deflation, unemployment. So that is a slight difference between deflation and disflation. So have a clarity regarding that. There are 4 phases of a business cycle. Identify the current sequence of the occurrence of them. Recovery, recession. So these are completely the first one and the last one. They don't exist beside each other. Recovery, expansion, depression, recession. So no, what the option? So recession and depression. Recession comes third and depression comes the fourth. And how many types of cyclical fluctuations are shown by Samuelson? So there are 5. So this time you look at what are those stages. Like he will say some facts regarding that what happens in stage 1, stage 2, so on. So here just given the types, like how many. This time they might ask what are they, and this is they may give a statement and may ask like it comes under which stage, first stage, second stage, etc. And here again we have as the following. Jenkins he is associated with public expenditure is a cure for depression. 1 is for 3. So we have 2 options, that is 1 is for 3. And JBC I said he's associated with supply creates its own. So if you have a doubt regarding JBC, just see the starting word, like say supply, SS. So with this you can easily identify and reduce the time. Pigou is associated with the wage cut, and Irving Fisher is associated with money supply and price level are directly proportional. So the option comes here 1, 3 and 2, 4, 3, 1 and 4, 2. The other name of the average revenue curve. So in general, average revenue curve is also known as demand curve. And the next question, relationship between elasticity of demand, average revenue and marginal revenue. So this time also they may ask a question related with this elasticity question. There are 2 or 3 formulas I guess regarding elasticity, like we have some formulas, midpoint, how to find midpoint elasticity, curve something. There are types regarding elasticity, and also look at like what is perfectly elastic, perfectly inelastic, relatively inelastic, unitary elastic. So when unitary elastic, the elasticity equals to 1. So it perfectly elastic means the demand curve is parallel to x-axis. Perfectly inelastic means the demand curve or the line it is parallel to y. Inelastic means it is parallel to y axis, and when it is relatively more elastic means it is more than greater than 1, and when it is relatively inelastic means it is less than 1, and when it's perfectly means it is indicated by infinity. Perfectly elastic or perfectly inelastic. Here the answer is elasticity equals to AR by AR minus MR. So this is one of the most important questions. So with a question which not everyone can answer. So make sure that you know that. And the next question, sales revenue maximization hypothesis has been propounded by. So here onwards you will see some question related with the author and directly theory related with him. So if you just look at some or few like 5 to 6 theories and the author the economist related with that, so you can easily gain 1 to 3 marks, because they will ask just the author and his theory. For 2 to 4 questions you can see minimum 2 questions or 1 question at least. Sales revenue maximization is given by Bauman. Also look at the options given. Stegler, Marshall, Robinson. Marginal revenue of monopoly firm is less than price because. So why he is asking? Because demand curve has a negative slope. So monopoly firm, when it can sell more quantity only at a lesser price. So it means the demand curve is negatively sloped. We have demand curve. I said now, like it slopes downward from left to right. So here the answer is the same because demand curve is negatively sloped. Always remember, mostly the demand curve will be negative except for few things like vestibular or something, the author will be there. And for luxury goods, like for luxury goods, people what they think, if there is high price, high rate, they will buy more. Generally for normal people, as a normal person, what we think, if there is less price, we demand more. So there is negative relationship. But for some goods and for luxury goods and for the most important goods, for example for a rice or portage, like some in Telugu we say the basic necessities. If the basic necessities price rises, what we do, we reduce all our expenditure for other goods and we buy more of that good because they are necessary for our survival. If the price of rice increases, we buy more of it. So that is positive relationship. Generally demand curve is negative, but for some goods, for luxury goods or basic necessities, it is positively sloped. Positively sloped means price rises, demand also rises. Negatively sloped means price rises, demand falls. So normal price, also known as long run equilibrium price, which is not the characteristic feature of perfect competition. So we can see perfect competition. So also make sure that you know the features of all markets, like perfect competition, imperfect market condition, like monopoly, duopoly, oligopoly. You can definitely see, you will see the question related to this market, like monopoly, the equilibrium, where the firm attains equilibrium, firm and industry. So for monopoly, the firm and industry are the same because monopoly means single seller. So he himself acts as both. The firm itself is an industry. So there is no supply curve for industry, right? The supply curve for firm itself acts as a demand curve. The demand curve for the firm itself acts as a demand curve for the industry. And oligopoly, we see kink demand curve. Kink demand curve has it is given by Paul Swizzy, and there are some characteristics to that, like for in the upper portion we take, it is inelastic, and down we have some inelastic and elastic demand curve in that. So have a glance at it. Coming to this question, large number of buyers and sellers, as we see, no transportation costs, as there are, we see in general, if you go to market, people come from various nearby villages. So if they are their transport costs, the price of that good rises. So there are no transportation costs in perfect competition. So we see large number of buyers and sellers. So here large number of buyers and sellers means doesn't indicate a number, a certain number like 10, 20, 30, 100, but generally it means the buyers and sellers cannot influence the price of the product, and the price of the product is determined by the market forces. Here the word market forces means the demand and supply for the products. So the demand and supply of the product, it itself determines the price. Like, but for in monopoly, the firm, the producer, in monopoly, oligopoly and duopoly, the firm, the producers will decide the either price or the quantity. But in perfect competition, there is no person who determines the price, but the market forces itself. Market forces means demand and supply. And single seller prevails. No, single seller does not prevail. Single seller prevails in monopoly. Homogeneous product, as a homogeneous product, the perfect competition, the rate is same for all the goods, no matter how much quantity you buy, the same rate prevails. And marginal cost and average marginal revenue and average revenue are the same in perfect competition, and their parallel to x-axis, and the MC cuts AC at where AC is below. So these are the main some important points. Have a note of this. MC cuts AC in perfect competition, or generally in any market, at where AC, the average cost is minimum. So average cost, how it is like downward sloping. First increases, then reaches the minimum point, then after it rises, right? When the AC what it falls slowly and it rises slowly, but MC it falls fastly and it also rises fastly. So this MC cuts AC at the point where it is, the point is where AC curve. If you look at the AC curve has a minimum. It is in U shape. So U shape has a minimum point, right? So at that minimum point, the MC curve cuts AC curve. And here, in which form of the market the air curve and industry curve are the same. So I said earlier, air curve and industry demand curve are same for monopoly, as there is single seller. There is no difference from the firm and industry. A point of kink in demand curve indicates. So kink means it is stuck there. There is no change. So that means price rigidity and quantity rigidity. Because of this, price rigidity means it is not flexible. So it has been stuck. It stays even though the quantity is something it change. So there is price, because of price and quantity rigidity, the demand curve has a kink. It is in, we can see this kink demand curve in oligopoly. Oligopoly means more than a few firms exist. Generally few means like more than 2 to 10 members. Even 2 firms also comes under oligopoly. So 2 to 4. Duopoly is a form of oligopoly. Duopoly we see 2 firms in that, or 2 firms or 2 producers. Theory of monopolistic competition is given by Chamberlain. Monopolistic competition, what are the features of it? Have a glance at them, like high advertisement expenditure, like in for soap, shampoo, and which are closely substitutes, but they are different because there is product differentiation. For if we take an example of a soap like Santu soap, Lifebuoy, or some other soap, so they are used for a purpose, right? The purpose is same, but they are different in their color, texture, size, design, packing, etc. So this kind of there are more producer generally, and their prices also vary according to the product differentiation. If there is huge product differentiation, they may also ask a question like in which market we can see product differentiation. Like in oligopoly we can see, in monopolistic competition also we can see, in homogeneous in perfect competition there is no product differentiation. All goods are homogeneous. Product differentiation means products are differentiated, they are differentiated, they vary from the other good. How they are vary? Because of some taste, like taste, color, etc., size. And it is here the monopolistic competition theory is given by Chamberlain. Selling cost also we can see in where monopolistic competition. we see this advertisement, mostly they are of same purpose, they fulfill the same desire, they have same purpose, like it is monopolistic competition. Next, again we have one major following: first order condition, second order condition, long run competition, equilibrium, shutdown point, break even point. So here first order condition we see MC equals to MR, right? Second order condition, MC, the slope of MC is more than slope of MR. So its MC should be rising, right? After cutting MR, MC should equal to MR. Equal means it should intersect, it should cut. Then after it should be rising. So it is MC is above MR. And shutdown point when P is less than ABC. So have a glance at this. So they can ask one question from these 5 questions, like they may ask individual question, where the firm will shut down, the shutdown point of firm, it is P is less than ABC, that is price is less than average variable cost. And break even point is TR equals to TC, means the total revenue and total cost are equal. And the long run competition, equilibrium condition, AR equals to MR equals to LAC equals to LMC, average revenue equals to marginal revenue equals to long run average cost equals to long run marginal cost. At this situation, the long run equilibrium is formed. So option is fourth one, 1 2 2 3. So 1 2 2 3. So we can easily check this. Quasi rent arises in the short run, it is given by Keynes, because in short run for certain products, like if you see in holy places or any other place which has demand, generally in holy places, we suddenly within the short run we cannot they're like in season, in particular seasons, like in Pushkaralu, in Shravana Masam, what happens, the people, the devotees come in a large number, right? So what happens, the all vacancies, like the accommodations, the houses will be filled, the rooms will be filled. So if you want a room, you have to pay high taxes. This is called quasi rent, right? We pay rent to houses generally, right? We give rent for the house. Here quasi rent means in the short run, and we cannot if you suddenly want to build a building, it is not possible in the short run. So where these factors are variable, we call it in long run. If they are not variable, we cannot change the inputs, then it is short run. So quasi rent arises in short run. The next question, innovation theory given by Joseph. It is Joseph Schumpeter, but they have given wrong answer. And the next question, profit is the reward for uncertainty bearing. Uncertainty bearing, it is given by Knight. See here the option is correct, but here it is wrong. There before H.C. Knight gives profit reward for uncertainty theory. Here innovation theory is given by Schumpeter, Joseph Schumpeter. The third option is correct. Here the second option is correct. Neo-Keynesian theory approach to public finance is called functional finance. So it is I don't know this answer, so it may be correct. And according to Musgrave, major functions of public finance is all of the above: allocative function, distributive function, stabilization function, all of the above. Modern state is welfare state. As we know, the welfare schemes, Raitu Bandhu, like we all see these schemes which are for the welfare of the public. The term functional finance, and this welfare state is first welfare theory of welfare is given by Marshall. The term functional finance was first used by A.P. Lerner. So he might be given, I don't know that. The principle of maximum social advantage theory. So it's just direct question. If you just read, you can be able to answer. make sure you revise the notes whatever you have, so that you don't miss whatever you have read. What is the use when you read the question, when you read the topic, but when you are unable to remind those topic or those answer at the time of examination? So at the time what your mind says, your mind says just to revise that, rethink of that, so that, but when you don't get when you are unable to recollect that answer, what happens? Your valuable time will be going on it. You will get lost of that question, and also you will be wasting your time. Maximum principle of maximum social advantage. What does it is connected with? Public expenditure, not taxation, public debt, but both the taxation and public expenditure. I have doubt regarding this. Maybe public expenditure and taxation, but they have given public expenditure. If you have the note, just have a glance at it. Which of the following is a progressive public expenditure? Expenditure on capital goods, repayment of public debt, expenditure that benefits rich people, expenditure that benefits poor. Progressive means for people who are earning low income, we charge, the government charge low tax. Who are earning more, they charge more tax. So it is a progressive. Progressive means it is beneficial to everyone. So who? The poor people, not rich people, are not repayment public debt, are not expenditure in public goods. Public expenditure does not increase in a smooth and continuous manner, but in jerks or step-like fashion is the main theme of Weismann and Pigou hypothesis. So it's been long time, I don't remember. I'm unable to recollect this. So make sure that either this answer is correct or not. And also look at these options, because they may be asked in the coming exam, like Wagner's law of increasing state activities. What is this theory? Who has given? Where we can see this word? What is meant by critical limit hypothesis? Pure theory of public expenditure. So they may not ask, but just think this Wagner and Weismann, what they have said. Which of the following hypothesis is related to the growth of public expenditure? So public expenditure, all of the above. So Adolf Wagner, so they all say regarding public expenditure, how should we spend on public, how should we expenditure, like, and Adolf Wagner hypothesis, Weismann Pigou hypothesis, Colin Clark hypothesis, and the option is all of the above. Which of the following pairs are examples of direct tax? So this question is definitely, maybe there is probability of asking this question, like direct tax, indirect tax. These are the basic question that they expect you that you should know. This comes under public finance. And income tax, wealth tax, yes, they are direct tax. They are directly paid by the person who earns that. Sales tax, excise tax, and capital gains, tax gains. Corporation tax, also capital gains. Corporation tax means the profit, the corporates, the big businessmen, the corporations, they earn and they have to pay this corporation tax. Corporate profits, we listen to this top. Capital gains, in suddenly in stock exchange, if there is a huge capital gain, then they have to pay the tax. Import duty and octroi. So the answer is 1 and 3. So these are direct, and import duty and octroi, these are indirectly paid by the consumer, the final consumer who buys that. So something, if you buy, if you can see that this is made in China, this is made in something other country, so you are importing that, and the final price is on that, whatever it will be 2,500, it is includes all taxes. So the excise tax related with the manufacturing, and import or octrate, it is related with import and export things. Sales tax also, it is indirect. Excise tax is also indirect, because the manufacturers produce, and the middleman, they get their thing, their money, their commission, but in the end we are paying all the money. So 1-3 is the correct option. Agriculture holding tax. So this kind of question will be also asked, like agriculture holding and tax. Some kind they will give some tax and who is recommended that. So agriculture holding tax. So have a glance at Bunchu, Narsimham, Bhutalingam, Raj committees. So it is given by Raj committee. Just example that how I try to remind this is Raj. Raj, generally in we say that farmer is king, right? Raju. So Raj, agriculture holding tax. If you hold the agriculture, so you have to pay a tax. So it was recommended by Raj committee. So permanent debt. Permanent debt is also called as internal debt. I don't know the answer. It might be right. Fiscal policy, also known as budgetary policy. Fiscal policy means, fiscal here means, generally we know that the government, it earns revenue and it spends at revenue as expenditure, and moreover we see that the government has so much debt. How can we feel it is indirectly burdening the public? The whatever the income that government, whatever the spending the government is doing, it is all our money, it is the public money. So here physical word means the government borrowing. So the government, for example, it gets 100 rupees from revenue from all direct and indirect tax levy, so many things, and it spends on people and public expenditure 200 crores. 100 crores it got and it spent 200 crores. So where this extra 100 crores came? It is from borrowing. It borrows from internal and external. So it borrows from other countries also, other financial institutions also. So this is called fiscal. So fiscal policy means borrowing. It also known as budgetary policy. We see in the budget. So we have budget means annual financial statements of all the revenue and expenditure of the government of a particular period. So also remind that article related to budget, a financial statement. We cannot say, there is no word called budget in the constitution. It is like annual financial statement. I guess 112, and it is related with budget, which is the effective instrument of a fiscal policy, taxation and expenditure. Bank rate, it is related with monetary policy. Policy of open market operation means, they may also ask like what is open market operations. Open market operation means buying, purchasing and selling of government securities by the RBI in the RBI in general, in domestic, like purchasing and selling of government securities by the RBI. It is called as open market operations. Bank rate policy means, bank rate, it is the rate at which the RBI gives loan to the scheduled banks, to the banks. Exports and imports, no. So the public in fiscal policy is related with taxation and expenditure policy. So tax, it imposes, it levies tax, and also it spends. In federal finance, subsidy means unconditional grant. I don't know it. Maybe it may be right or wrong. Have a glance, because I have seen 2 questions, they have given the incorrect answer. So I am saying that whatever the answers, I have no clarity regarding that I am accepting that I don't know. Federal finance deals with central state financial relations. It's a simple question, a basic question that you should know. Federal means central and state financial relation, means how much tax the center and the state should levy, collect and spend. Balanced budget. Balanced budget means revenue equals to expenditure. Budget is divided into revenue budget and capital budget. Revenue budget means it deals with the revenue aspects of budget, and capital means the capital, the goods, the equipment, and it has so generally it means budget is divided into revenue and capital budget. And the first finance commission under the chairmanship of Keynes in UG. Also make sure that you know that the present finance commission, when it is appointed, and who is the chairman of it. And Niti Aayog. So WTO, what is green box, subsidy. So these are the main things that as an economic student you should know. So Keynes in Yogi, the first finance commission chairman. And again we have a match the following question. And canons of taxation, canons of public expenditure, effective incidence of tax, benefits received, approach of public expenditure. So one is to taxation is related with Adamsmith. In international economics we study regarding his theory called absolute sorry, I'm unable to record. Canons of taxation, it's given by Adamsmith. Canons of public expenditure given by Findeferis. And third one, effective incidence of tax, is given by UK Hicks. Fourth, benefits received approach of public expenditure is given by Eric Linder. So this question is also I only know that the first should be 2. So with this we can eliminate 2 questions if we know one answer. And the term economic development refers to the problem of underdeveloped countries, not socialist, developed, democratic. And who was the first person to use the term third world to describe poor countries? So he said there is discrepancy. Then move on to the next question. Last appropriate measure of country's economic growth is. So what is it? Most appropriate measure of country's economic growth is per capita real income. Per capita income means we know total population divided by national income. Real income means adjusted with inflation. Components of human development index. So you should also know the components of human development index and PQLI, physical quality life index. Also get to know that what are the recent rank of India in these indices and global gender gap, etc. So the components of human development index are longevity, infant mortality, educational attainment, decent standard of living. So all the 4 are correct. In the first stage of demographic transition, so some say that there are 3 stages and some other like a few say that there are 5 stages. Generally in the first stage we have high birth rate and high death rate, and in the last stage we have low birth rate and low death rate, and in the middle we have in the second stage high birth rate and low death rates are also high, but they are decreasing. So I'm sure regarding the first and last stages. Maybe in the second stage high birth rate, low death rate, and in the third stage both are low. And the future of a developing country. So you should know the features of a developing country. Low income is high level of poverty, is high population, heavy population, is all are these constitute the characteristics of a developing country. Consider the following statement: population growth increases per capita income. Population growth increases per capita income. Population growth results in unemployment. Population would be an obstacle to economic development. Population growth increases standard of living. So we can definitely say that fourth one is wrong, because when population grows, standard of living it falls. We cannot live as per what we the basic amenities we won't be get as the resources are low. And population would be an as third one is definitely correct. Second one also correct. And per capita income, so no, I guess yes, the second and third one are correct. The next question is, for economic development, Shampita gives importance to innovation. So here in the earlier we got innovation is given by Shampita, but the answer is given wrong. It is given Knight, but Shampita given the innovation theory. Adamsmith has given much importance to among the various factors of production. Adamsmith is given the importance to Adamsmith has given much importance to labor. Ricardian model of economic growth is based on two fundamental principles. It is population theory and law of diminishing returns. And it has some explanation. So now it's been late. So I'll just read it out. If it needs, I will explain. Marxian theory does not discuss about division of labor. So it is also in one important theory. So surplus value, as Marxian is Karl Marx, we all know he is very famous. So he says regarding surplus value, capital accumulation, exploitation. So this communist party, the term communism it became famous by his famous theory, Marxian theory, Karl Marx. So it doesn't discuss about division of labor. So it is how rich people are the capitalist, how that we know that America is a capitalist country and USSR Russian is it's a communist country, socialist. India is a socialist country. Generally we say like that. And this businessman, they will they will accumulate more capital, and they will expect the surplus value. So he doesn't discuss regarding division of labor. It is said like that. And match the following: Morris, Ragnar Nutsky, Shampita, Arthur Lewis. We know that Shampita, his name is given for 3 times in single question paper. He is famous for innovation. So 2 is for 2. Shampita. So here again the answer is given incorrect. Shampita is for innovations. Sorry. 3 is for 2. 3 is for 2. Yes, 3 is for 2. And Arthur Lewis, the fourth one is 1. And first one is 3. Physical quality of life index is introduced by Morris. So it may become as one of the question. And 2 is for 4. Ragnar Nutsky, he said about regarding balanced growth. It may also come as an individual separate question. Balanced growth theory sees the primary cause of underdevelopment is the small size of the market. And it is the answer. Who among the following economists developed the theory of circular causation? It is Gunnar Myrdal. So I don't know this question. So make sure you know the correct answer. It might be correct, I guess. Hatchman and other economists like him played it for the unbalanced growth. So you should know who has given the balanced growth theory and who has given the unbalanced growth theory. Unbalanced growth theory is given by Harshman and other economists. Who are the other? So know about them too, their names too. The big push theory. So here you can see they just given the theory and asked you to who identify the author who advocated that. It is big push is given by Rogeni Stein Rodan. In the study of international trade, we use the tools of both micro and macro theories. This is the previous question. One of the previous question again asked in my when I wrote, and I Ricardo's doctrine of comparative cost advantage theory is based on labor theory of value. So this comes in international economics. Even if you have a little knowledge, like what is this theory, who has given, what is the main concept of it, so you will just easily get 1 mark. Ricardian doctrine of comparative cost advantage. It's based on labor theory of value, and maybe it is given labor theory of value, but I have forgot it. Theory of rent is different. He has given the theory of rent, but here it is international economics. Theory of rent is it comes in microeconomics. Here it is international economics. For Excher and Olin, the most important cause of the difference in relative commodity prices and the trade between nations is a difference in factor endowments. So just you can blindly keep the answer, like whenever you see a word like Heckscher and Olin, the word factor endowment comes. So most important cause is relative commodity differences and trade between nations is difference in factor endowments. Habermas theory of opportunity cost is represented by production possibility curve. So you can also ask who has given the opportunity cost theory of opportunity cost is Habermas. And so from one question you're getting 3 questions almost. Devaluation of country will be more fruitful when exports prices of exports do not rise. So you should this is also one of the most expected and seen question, that regarding they'll ask devaluation, appreciation, what happens when the currency of a country devaluates. So when should it devaluate, like this. So exports, whenever devaluation occurs, the prices of exports, we export more. When the appreciation happens, we import more. So devaluation means for $1 for a product which values, if you want to buy a product, for example an apple, it is for $1. In Indian currency $1 equals to, let us assume, 80 rupees. Okay, but what is mean by devaluation? Devaluation does not mean that this it is rise in the money, but decrease in the value of it. So there is a difference. Decrease in the value of it means for $1 earlier, for $1 to buy a apple which is $1, you have to pay 80 rupees, but now you have to pay 82 rupees. It means you have to pay 2 rupees more. It means the value of your currency has been decreased. So when this value decreases, what happens? People from other countries, like they will get our products at the cheaper rate. Means earlier they has to pay, for example, they has to pay 80 rupees, 82 rupees, 80 rupees, but they have to pay only 78 rupees. So they are profitable, more fruitful when prices of exports do not rise, because when prices of export rise, the other people from other country, they won't buy us if their exports are cheap. So sorry, when exports rise, what happens? So it is difficult for us, we have to pay more, we get less money, sorry. And balance of payments must always balance, because it is an accounting convention. Like balance of payments, we have double entry system. So it is a convention. Like export, whatever comes into the account, so both are equal. The coming and outgoing, both are equal. The imports and exports are equal. The source of gains from trade is Arthoki equilibrium. So I don't know this, maybe. A tariff is a tax on either imports and exports. Yes, tax is either it is levied on imports or exports. Both is called a tariff. Not on imports only, not exports only, not on luxuries. So government policy about exports and imports is called commercial policy. Then according to Prebisch-Singer hypothesis, what happens? Demand for primary products has steadily fallen. So he gives a theory regarding how the demand for primary products have been falling, and some other explanations. Then generally, you just try to remind it. If you want, you can study. Then dash means selling the products at a price less than ongoing price in the market is dumping. Yes. So if it is available in your country, like we know China is dumping, we see a word like dumping. China is dumping because if it is manufacturing price is 100 rupees, it is selling to our country, it is less than 100 rupees. So selling the products at a price less than ongoing price in the market. As the following again, it is fourth one, I guess. The theory of emerging growth, secular deterioration hypothesis, theories of dependence, theories of action, eminal. So there are given, one is for 4. Jagadish and Bhagavati has given the emerging growth theory, and 2 is for 3. Secular deterioration hypothesis given by 2 is for 3. Prebisch-Singer, and theories of dependency 3 is to 2. Osvaldo's son Kell, and 4 is for 1. Theories of action is Emmanuel. So they may ask individual questions also. So I have a note of this. It's like almost done, I guess. 100 questions is completed. Make sure if you whatever the maths are falling and some important questions they have given, you have a note of it, and just remember, just it doesn't take at least almost, I guess, 1 hour if you listen till the end. And while listening to it, if you have been making a note, even if now also you can go back and see where there are maths are falling, or else you can directly go to the website like aglasm.com. I will provide the link. Directly have a look at them, and also if you want previous year question papers, you can have these questions in PQP in other websites also. PQP, previous year question paper, PQP. Only if you search PQP in the Play Store, you will get the questions until 2023 or 2022. This is the 2023 question paper. So if you have a glance at them, you can easily and just see how many you are trying, how many you are able to answer. If you get around 45 to 60 or 70, earlier I got 78 marks, and I have friends who have scored 50, 65 and above 50. So they can easily get and seat in the main campus. So you will have a good place, campus and the hostel facility. May hope, and you can also get good opportunities. You can have time after the college finishes in the afternoon. Generally it is from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. You can do yoga, or you can prepare for other competitive exams also. So thank you. I hope it helped you. Make sure even it is not, even if you're watching this video after the completion of CPGET, make sure that you send this video to those who are preparing for economics. These questions can also be asked in other exams related to economics, and have a general knowledge regarding the institutions, Niti Aayog, Planning Commission, 5-year plans, and the general theories that have been asked that is given in the syllabus, like maximum social advantage theory, Wagner, so and so, and ISLM curve, inflation. So the RBI, and these questions are of a basic fundamental knowledge. They may they might be, there is a chance to ask them.